All right, so we got 6 square root of 5 as our hypotenuse. We'll do one of these together, and then I'll just give you the answers to the other ones, because I think you're probably catching on by this time. Well, if we're talking about angle A, that's what we've got right here, so we'll do this top row. So this is opposite. This is then, the 12 is adjacent. 6 square root of 5 is, as you already told me, the hypotenuse. So if we're looking for secant, you might as well just look for cosine first and flip it. So cosine is adjacent, which is 12, over hypotenuse, which is 6 square root of 5. Now the question is, can you simplify before you flip? There's nothing wrong. Do you have to? No, but I think it probably will save you some problems if you do simplify first. Now, can I go into that square root of 5 and simplify anything? Not with what I have written here, but I can go to the 12 and the 6 because it's all multiplication and division. And so it becomes basically 2 over the square root of 5, correct? Now, should I do the conjugate to that? If I'm only asking you for secant, should I do the conjugate to 2 over the square root of 5? No, because all you have to do is flip it over, becomes the square root of 5 over 2. There's no need to do the conjugate there. You're just going to create way more work for yourself. So how about cosecant? Yeah, look for sine. So sine of A, of course, you got to stick with the same angle. And so sine is opposite over hypotenuse, and so that is 6 over 6 square root of 5, correct? Now, I like this one to talk to you about this one because of what some people will do wrong. Do the 6's cancel? Yes, they do, but technically, is there still something on top? Yeah, what's on top? Yeah, a 1, very good. Some people just think the answer then square root of 5, and then they flip it and then get all weird answers. Should I do the conjugate to what you see right there? No, because I'm only asking you for cosecant. Now, if I was asking you for sine, yes, you would, but I'm not asking you for that. I'm asking for cosecant, so is it okay to just write square root of 5? Yeah, is it okay to write over 1? Yeah, those are all fine. Okay, which leaves us with cotangent, probably the easiest one to remember that really you're just looking for tangent. And tangent, again, opposite over adjacent. So opposite is what? 6 over 12, which reduces to 1/2. Is the answer 1/2? No, the answer is 2. Okay. Any questions on that? Now, I will give you the answers to the other row if you would like. You can check those out on your own time. But for our sake today, we'll do it the same. Basically, cosecant of B is the exact same thing as that. It's square root of 5 over 2. Secant of B is the exact same thing as the one above. It's square root of 5. Cotangent of B is not the same as cotangent of A. It is 1/2. Yes, cotangent of B is 1/2. Now you are going to need a calculator because I want to get to this particular one. Unfortunately, some of you may think that your calculator has a cotangent button and a cosecant button because you see these to the -1 powers here that are on there, the sine to the -1, cosine, and tangent to the -1. Yeah, those are arc. Those are not cotangent, cosecant, and whatnot. But if you look back on the very first page, I basically told you that cotangent is just 1 over. Cotangent is 1 over tangent, right? That's the one it's paired up with. Agreed? Getting a strange look. So cotangent equals 1 over tangent. That's why we're taking the reciprocal. So all we have to do is change this to a problem we can do. And so we write 1 over tangent of 43. But of course, what mode should you be in if you're typing in that particular question? Better be in degree mode because the angle is in degrees. Do any of you have those calculators you have to type in backwards? Okay, don't have to worry about it then. So 1 over tangent of 43, making sure you are in degrees. And I am not. So 1 over tangent 43. So 1.0724, because it does say nearest 10,000th again. So the next one says cosecant of 84 degrees. Okay. So that one is going to be, change it to 1 over. Now cosecant pairs with sine of 84, again in degree mode. So 1 over sine of 84. So 1.0055. That's if it's in degrees. Now, I know some of you are trying to convert these. I would start learning how to type them in. These are obviously both in radians. So this is 1 over cosine of pi over 2. And this one is 1 over sine of pi over 7. So go ahead and type those in. Okay, so right here. But you better be, for C and D, be in radians if you're going to type it in like this. Do you? Well, let's find out what happens. 1 divided by, what is it, cosine of pi over 2? And I have an extra parenthesis.
Cosine divided by 2 is, pi divided by 2 is 0.
No, I don't want.
Yep.
Divide by 0. Yeah, this is quit or go to, not gotto. Okay. Yes, you are dividing by 0 in this one. So if you are dividing by 0, the answer is undefined. Okay. The other one is 1 over sine of pi over 7. So this answer is 2.3048. We'll find out. Yeah, the meaning of all this will hopefully become extremely clear within the next week. Any questions on how to use the calculator? Because you are going to need those skills eventually. Ah, Danny, you do have one of them you have to type in backwards. Okay, the one thing that's nice with the one Danny has is, yeah, she does struggle with it, but here's what hers has. She just has to type in tangent of 43. She'll get that answer. She has a very handy button that looks like this. That just puts 1 over whatever answer she just got, and then it'll give her the answer. So all you have to do is say type in tangent of 43 and then hit that button. It'll put 1 over that answer for you, and it'll give you the answer to that problem. Make sure you're in degrees. So tangent 43, or 43 tangent I think you have to do, and then the 1 over x. Once you get the answer.
All right, this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Now, the first time we went over some of these, it was probably seeming very difficult because of the picture you had to draw. These should seem a lot easier. So it says basically we're looking for secant and cosecant of an angle in standard position with measure theta. That's just telling you what to call the angle. If 0.34 is on the terminal side. So there's 3,4 right about there. Here's standard position. So then your angle goes out like that. So there's theta. What rule did I give you to help you on these pictures? Always connect to the x-axis. So if you're right here, you connect straight to the x-axis. you now know 2 of the 3 sides of your triangle. We know that the bottom is 3 because we went over 3. We know the right side is 4 because we went up 4. I do normally stick with the triples on these types of problems, so you might want to learn them. It's 3, 4, 5, as long as 5 is the hypotenuse. And so once you get the picture drawn, I'm hoping that they become pretty easy. So we're looking for secant of theta and cosecant of theta. But again, you could learn all those ratios again for secant and cosecant, or just stick with SOHCAHTOA that you know and flip it. So if you're looking for secant, which cousin should you probably be looking for? Yeah, look for cosine. And if you're looking for cosecant, look for sine. And then just flip it over. You might want to get used to writing theta. Yeah. So here's theta. So this is opposite. This is adjacent. That is hypotenuse. And so if we're doing cosine, that's adjacent over hypotenuse. So that is 3 over 5. So you flip it, it's 5 over 3 for secant. So sine is 4/5. You flip it, and you get 5 over 4. So any questions? All right, why don't you take a look at this one? So this one's slightly different. I didn't give you a point, but I did tell you one bit of information about theta. Actually 2. I told you it's in the first quadrant, and I told you cosecant is 13 over 12. Did I tell you exactly where in the first quadrant? No, but, well, actually I kind of did, but it's kind of hard for you to draw it quite yet. So you just start with something like that, and you say, all right, it starts here, and it goes somewhere in the first quadrant. So you just go out there somewhere. Doesn't even matter where, wherever you feel like it. Because it's an angle in the first quadrant. See, theta's right here. But what did I always tell you to do? Connect it to the... Now let's look here. If cosecant is 13 over 12, can you tell me sine?
12 over 13.
Yeah, you flip it, 12 over 13. So does that means something. Where that 12 goes and where that 13 goes is telling me, because of it, this is sine, has to be 12 over 13. And sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite of theta is 12. Hypotenuse is 13 because it's sine, opposite over hypotenuse. Once again, it is a triple if you know it. If you don't, you use Pythagorean theorem to figure it out. It is 5.
You said 15.
But now, let's not forget, it is asking for secant and cotangent. If you're looking for secant, you should look for, and for cotangent, hopefully you know that one's tangent. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, opposite. So it is 5 over 13. Is that your answer? 13 over 5. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So you flip it, 5 12s. Any questions? All right, try the next one.